Disney's executive chairman Bob Iger may be on track for a new gig. He's reportedly, quote, at the top of Biden's list for an ambassador job. We want to bring in Dan Roberts for a little bit more on this story. And Dan, the role that I'm talking about here is U.S. ambassador to China. What do you think of this report? And it's interesting because it is receiving some backlash already.
Well, Shauna, first of all, let's give a little recent history. It's interesting that he's reportedly near the top of the list, and also reportedly he's interested in the job. But it's not surprising because actually in Iger's book that came out about a year ago, and this was just after he surprised people by stepping down as CEO. Of course, as you mentioned, he has stayed on as chairman, and he is now kind of running the creative pipeline at Disney. In that book, he revealed that indeed, as was rumored, he was interested in and actually looked into a 2020 presidential run back in 2017. Now, then he approached Rupert Murdoch. They talked about the Fox deal. And Iger said that Murdoch said that I'm only going to do this merger with you and let you buy a 21st Century Fox if you stay on to steer after the acquisition and stay on as CEO. So Iger's hand was kind of forced, and he extended his CEO tenure yet again. We know he extended his CEO multiple times, but all of this fits. My point being, he did have political aspirations. He's interested in politics. And we also know he has a long history with China. Now, of course, that's what some people are not liking here. And that's some of the reaction to this news is that, Disney has been dinged at times for being very, very pro-China. It's actually kind of similar to the NBA. There are critics who have said that Disney, like the NBA, has kind of kowtowed to China at times, has kind of played ball willingly in order to protect and advance its business interests there. None of which is shocking. It's a giant publicly traded company that does a lot of business in China. But, some people feel that if Iger were to be the ambassador, the U.S. would be looking at a much friendlier stance toward China. Talk about a 180 from the current relationship that the Trump administration has had.
Yeah, I mean, that has some lawmakers down in D.C. a little bit upset here because it would be a total reversal then from what we've seen over the past 4 years, potentially, we should say potentially,